Sirianni, and I think this is a signature win for Sirianni, and things kind of just trend upwards for him from here. And then he's
now that the old man still trying to hang with these young gamers, I had to put the Mister on there so they know they're dealing with an old timer.
Get it together. Now they do have Malik Neighbors, and then Malik. Yeah. His name's Malik Neighbors.
His name is Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, you know what it is. He's a good neighbor.
UFC 318 tonight. Do you think Max Holloway or Poirier who wins tonight?
I think Holloway does. I mean, I like the way Holloway.
What's up, man? What a day! What an afternoon! Jeez.
What a day! What a life!
What a day! What a life! Hey,
he throws a pick, and so if they just run the ball and kick the field goal, this game's going into overtime, and it's potentially a different result. So
sure. Is there another father and son duo that look more like one another than Leo Scadabo and Cam Scadabo or Scadaboo? Do you have a pick on that Notre Dame Georgia game? I think personally, I think Georgia's going to take it, but it's going to be a lot closer than maybe people thought.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this last week. You would think, Georgia's going to blow them out, but I think in the last 7 meetings, it's been decided by one score, and so
I'm going to throw this up here real quick. I am in second place, so I might be getting a new hat. But whoever Wilson is, you are one. Well, it looks like, we'll have to do the math on that. I don't know if that one extra win is the game that didn't actually count or not. But that's where we're at currently. There's only 5 of.
I could see Sanders. I could see Sanders, Ward, Milrow going. I guess one of those. Was it the Drake May draft where there was quarterbacks 1, 2, 3, and then just a long break, and so it's who are going?
It will probably change. I think it was talked about enough. I actually heard different commentators during bowl games saying how just how ridiculous it was that was the case, and so it will probably change, just like the CFP format. But I mean, it's ridiculous, and the bowl games were just so, for the most part, uncompetitive, and you didn't get to see the players that brought them to the dance, and so it was just, bowl games are not, and I'm not saying anything people don't already know, but bowl games are not what they used to be, and it's kind of sad. So, like you said, Pritchett, he started for Alabama. There's no reason. I don't believe there's any reason that guys that are starting for these teams should be leaving. You're starting, So Jonte Cook left Texas, and he's actually going to be at UW. So congratulations. That's going to be a pretty great. That's a great pickup for Damon Williams next year, because LeJonte Cook is a stud. But he was not playing because you had Isaiah Bond, Matthew Golden.
Yeah, you're awesome.
What's up, bro?
What's up, boys? How we doing?
What's up, dude?
What's good? Are we live right now?
Oh,
we
live,
are.
baby.
What's up? How we doing, fellas? I'm in downtown Cincinnati right now. We just went out to a bar.
In Cincinnati.
I am 6 beers deep as advertised, but I promise I will be a good boy and I will not do anything that gets the stream in trouble.
All right. 6 garage beers or something else.
Yeah, what type of
Yeah,
beers
six garage beers. 6 garage beers, brother.
Okay.
Not a sponsor. This is the first time I'm drinking this, but I got a big old box for got to celebrate Jason Kelsey's beer tomorrow. But 95 calories, and look at the color on this thing. It's
is that a garage? Wait, hang on. Do you have a garage beer right there?
That you're right here. This is
incredible. I actually have been DMing the people from Garage Beer. I'm trying to actively get them to sponsor me. I don't even have to, guys. Listen, Garage Beer. If you're watching this, you don't have to even give me money. Just send me beer, okay? Just send me 1 12-pack a month, and I'll be a happy lad. I just want some free beer, and it's good beer. I just had 6 of them at the bar. It was great.
Which 2 teams are tied for the most Super Bowl losses? Is it A, the Broncos and Patriots? B, Luke already knows. Do you even want me to read the rest of these, or you just got it?
I'm going to go with A, Broncos and Patriots.
You got it. That's absolutely correct. Who was the first team to win the Super Bowl at their home stadium? Was it the Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowl 30, the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 36, the Tampa Bay Bucks in Super Bowl 55, or the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 19?
Man, I don't know this one at all. I feel like it's wrong, but I'm gonna guess the Buccaneers.
I feel pretty good about this one.
What do you think, Kev?
I think the Bucks were the first one to do it, and the Rams were the second.
I feel like that might be right.
Both of you are right. Both of you are right.
Let's go.
Lightmore's probably a little offended that we didn't. He wasn't our first guest on here,
Should we get him on?
Not now. But Lightmore. Let's officially note this. Maybe in next week or sometime soon. Let's get that man on the podcast. Yes. He has been in our chat, in the comments, pretty much every week. So I don't know. Looking forward to tomorrow. How do you think the coaches match up? Does Sirianni have more surprises for Andy Reid, Spagnuolo this time around?
I think so. I think that Andy, their number, everything, the stars are aligning for stays in Philadelphia for a long time, but Andy Reid will always be a legend.
It's crazy because you see so many stats in both directions. The Chiefs haven't lost a game all year where they've been favored. The Eagles haven't lost a game all year when they've been the underdog. I would say, this route here. So I think again, we're not watching the whole thing. The frustrating thing about this route, the little banana peel thing, is they got us with the exact same play early in the season. So why don't you give us a slight update? How's our TSP bracket looking? Do you still have a chance? I know RJ Wilson won our college football madness pick'em, and last I checked, he was doing pretty well in this as well. So yeah, who's on top? Do you still have a chance? And it doesn't look like I'm going to get that trip to Mars this year.
I don't think you are. I think maybe you should change your name to On My Way to Costco or something.
So what year was the first ever fantasy football league? Was it A, 1962, B, 1972, C, 1982, or D, 1992? Again, what year was the first fantasy football league?
Come on, man.
Got him.
No, you didn't. You didn't. I'm just by simple deduction of when the first computer came out, the first iPhone. I mean, there's no way it's A or B. And truthfully, people were worried about a heck of a lot more in the 80s than fantasy football. So it's D, 1992, man.
All right. Final answer is A, 1962. The Greater Oakland Professional Pigskin Prognosticators League. Goes in those 8 or 9 weeks, you're probably not going to make it. And so one thing we noticed last year especially was oh, wow, we're in the playoffs already, and the season went by so quickly. And so I think in your strategy, in an NFL league, in a redraft league, you want to get off to a good start. I think in college football, campus to Canton, it's even more important that you're not trying to make up that ground when you don't have much room left.
Gambling is because you're going to put a little bit of money on something and it's going to turn into a lot. So campus to Canton to me is you're finding these guys and maybe you spend $0 or $5 of fab and it turns out that their number is called and they turn in to the next star on that team.
All right, we're going to start with the tush push. It lives. Honestly, I did not think it was going to live. I posted a video the night before. I think it was Tuesday night. It posted Wednesday morning, the day of the vote, and it was pretty much a eulogy, a rest in peace. We're not going to have this play anymore. Honestly, shocked that it didn't get banned. All right, who was the coach, keyword here, that led the Broncos to their first Super Bowl? Was it A, Lou Saban, B, Red Miller, C, Mike Shanahan, or D, Vic Fangio?
Okay, I hope Broncos fans don't murder me if I get this wrong, but I'm going to go with Red Miller.
That is correct.
Let's go.
There we go.
There's enough history now to say, and I think you could see that some on OKC's young team in the first game, and we'll see if we can make it happen again in the second game.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, you got to be scared to death to play this team. Like, I've been watching it throughout the playoffs, and it just you expect them to make the comeback at this point. And it's crazy that Hallie finished with 14 points. Like, you often hear guys talk about, hey, you need to be in rhythm, like seeing the ball go through the net throughout the game. So to have 11 points, barely take any shots, and then still knock it down, it's wild, man. Closer to home here. So we got some smiles from the Denver Broncos. I've posted a YouTube video not too long ago on AFC West predictions. And I think this is the year that somebody dethrones the Chiefs in the West. It's too good of a division for teams to keep losing to the Chiefs. Give me your reasons here, Evan. Why are the Broncos? Because I think it could be the Chargers or the Broncos. The Raiders are interesting just because of Pete Carroll, the system, Genty, Geno. Like, they will be respectable. But I think it's going to come down to the Broncos or the Chargers. I could be persuaded either way. But give me a reason why the Broncos are going to win the AFC West this year.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, right now the leader in the clubhouse has got to be the Chargers because they swept the Broncos last year. But I just think it's more about like the Chiefs taking another step back. We saw them get absolutely pummeled in that Super Bowl. They're getting older, man. Kelsey's got one foot in the grave, the other on a banana peel. I mean, they don't have any good weapons anymore, reliable weapons. We'll see what Rashee Rice looks like. Xavier Worthy still continues to be their gadget guy, but I just think this Broncos defense is for real. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. Will it be a better defense than the Chargers? We'll see. They got a solid unit over there too. But I just think, Bo Nix, if he can take another step forward, he had one of the best rookie seasons we've seen, up there with Daniels and Herbert. But I just think the Chiefs' window's closing, man. So, I mean, they're right for the picking. Broncos almost beat them. They were a missed kick away from beating them in Arrowhead last year. So, I mean, it can go either way. I mean, the Raiders, like you said, they're going to be respectable. I just don't trust Geno Smith, and that's what that comes down to. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I'll be taking the Broncos over for sure this year, and I might sprinkle a little bit on them to win the division. Who knows? We'll see.
If you haven't been following along, we've done 4 previous episodes, kind of a who, what, where, why. This final episode is going to be the who, and then we're going to move into a 3-round sort of mini mock draft, both in NFL and college. We'll kind of blast through it quick. So just giving you guys a taste of what a dynasty startup mock draft will look like.
All right, this pick is easy for me, boys. I'm just going to take Josh Allen. Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson right behind him. I just trust Josh Allen's durability way more than those two guys. So, yeah, Josh Allen.
TSP Booker back with us again after a little hiatus, and we love football.
It's all good. It's just good to be back. Jet lag has subsided a little bit, and after watching some of these other episodes that have happened while I was gone, I was really worried that I'd be coming back to like a layoff notice, because you had some pretty incredible guests, and so I appreciated. Yeah, Crew Talk Sports, Diesel. Yeah.
We got old Bill Belichick. So, same question. North Carolina's over-under is set at 7.5 games in the ACC. Don't think there's any real world beaters in the ACC this year. We got probably Clemson coming back. I'm trying to think who else. Louisville will be respectable with Miller Moss, but 7.5. What did I just say? 7.5. One second here. Yeah, 7.5 games. You think they win 7 or 8? Bill Belichick's first season.
I feel like maybe the thing we should do. I need to make sure that you asked Jordan Hudson if we were able to show this graphic, and even ask this question. So we need to double check about that. I'm sorry, Miss Hudson, soon to be Mrs. Belichick. Anyway, I think that they win 8.
Yeah.
Well, no, you know what? Gosh, because my joke is now changing my answer. I think they've got some studs over there, and obviously Bill Belichick is a GOAT. I don't know if he's the GOAT. Maybe he's a GOAT. but there's a lot of drama over there, man. Like it's very distracting. I don't think he wins 8. I think they win. You said the over under was 7.5.
7.5.
I think they win 7 or fewer. Yeah, it's the under. I'll take the under on that.
And I was just confirming there. So they were 6-7 last year. So he didn't inherit a very good team. I want to say I take the under, and people are going to freak out if they win less than that. Of like, oh, he's washed. He doesn't have it. I think it takes time to build your program, to recruit the type of guys that he wants. And so it's not a failed experiment. It's not, anything if they win 7 or 8 games. But I'm going to lean on the under, and they don't have a defined great quarterback that I know of. And so trying to figure that out, trying to find the players that are going to play. But, man, it's hard to bet against Bill Belichick game planning against ACC off. No, I'm taking the over. Come on, man.
No. That's a mistake. That is a mistake.
No,
I'm going to tell you.
Go ahead. Tell me why.
I'm going to tell you why for a quick moment.
Yeah.
I heard that this man, he spent hours and hours, maybe even days. Like he just would play, study the game, come up with his game plan, study. Like he had all this time. He doesn't have time anymore. He's taking Jordan to movies and going to the Olive Garden. Like he doesn't have the time. He doesn't have the time.
You're out of control. You're out of control. For those of you who couldn't tell, Booker is back running our X account. So yeah, any of the, I'm sure people out there could tell that it was a little spicier this week on on some of this stuff. But, yeah, I think once fall comes around, Bill's going to throw down the gauntlet of, hey, darling, it's time. This is my time of year, and he loves football. I think he loves football too much. Where and game planning against ACC coordinators, I mean, on the defensive side, at the very least, teams are barely going to be able to score against them. And so I think he's going to have this defense buzzing, and it's going to keep them in some games in a week conference. So I'm going to take the over. Again, I'm not saying 9 or 10 wins year one, but could they go 8-4, 8-5? I don't know how many games they play, but yeah, give me the over on that.
Now, unfortunately, my son did not grow up in Pennsylvania. He does like the Eagles, but he likes 5 different teams. And one of those teams is actually the Bears. And it's a long story, but it's unfortunate. But so he's like, they're slowly moving down the ranks. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Does Detroit regress a little bit, or do they stay just the juggernaut that they've been the last year and a half?
Forgive me, Detroit fans, but I think they go from,
I
would use the word elite. I would say the word elite with their roster and with Ben Johnson, to very good. They still have like Jahmyr Gibbs. They still have David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Sam Laporta, and like an awesome O-line. I do think that what is his name? Morton? Yeah, John Morton. He knows what he's doing, but like he is not Ben Johnson. And so there's no way they don't have a year where things just don't exactly meld, because you just can't. I don't think you can plug and play anyone else to replace Ben Johnson and get the same amount of production. So,
and then as the graphic shows, we are actually in the middle of a Campus to Canton League startup draft. So your boy Kevin is actually on the clock, and I'm going to make my pick as we jump into this. So we're gonna.
And actually, I've got a little curveball for you if you'd like.
Go ahead. Oh, you're dropping something here?
I'm going to drop a curveball for you.
Go. Yeah, sure. By all means.
If someone it says there's 12 people that have either gone in and left, or 12 people that are currently listening, I think you should probably just let them pick.
Pick
who you select in this next.
Yeah, right. It's going to be our league mates that are just going to go crazy. So I will do this. So we'll pull up let's go to the draft board. Single pick, but Evan just picked Zachariah Branch, Georgia.
I was looking at him.
What are your thoughts on that?
I love the pick. On my last pick, I took some guys, some running backs. My running back room was looking a little weak. So I was like, man, I've got Zachariah Branch. I know he is lights out, fast and just talented.
There it is. Like a well-oiled machine. We'll just keep it the triple. I'll still do an intro, but we had a well-oiled machine here. Welcome everyone to the Sideline Podcast. We've gone from the double box to the triple.
Yeah, like two other things I wanted to mention. Did you see there were 2 new pairs of pants happening on that Charger sideline during that game?
I
the
missed
powder
that.
blues on the team.
Okay.
But then also Harbaugh did not have his khakis. Harbaugh was not wearing khakis. So
I did not notice that.
Yeah. So the LA Chargers they introduced two new pairs of pant styles in that Hall of Fame game. And do you want to hear something that you're not going to like about Scary Terry?
Yeah, go ahead.
Last year he had more yards and more touchdowns than AJ Brown. So we can continue on, but if he's asking for a lot of money, like let's be real here. That it makes sense.
All the drama that happened with Devontae Adams in Vegas, like he was just on the sidelines, pretty much just cursing out Jimmy Garoppolo, like this guy's not getting me the effing ball. Like, what's going on, man? And now he's like, he's a Matt Stafford injury away from Jimmy Garoppolo being his quarterback. So yeah, they're definitely not the same team without Stafford.
It's gonna be a night. Welcome. Look at this. I need to turn the volume down.
Need a bigger studio.
Good evening.
Welcome.
I kind of like Cam Ward in this spot, but I'm not sure how much I like Cam Ward. I've got my one starter. I think because I'm behind the 8 ball in this draft, I'm going to look to take some more skill positions and then take another quarterback later. Also, I really like the quarterbacks on my college team that I think they will be in the NFL in short order. So coming to be live in the little mini studio here. Maybe next time we'll have a bigger studio, but appreciate you.
Are you ready for this, Jake?
No.
Okay, good to know. I think you got this, man. I think you got this because I normally go deep into the weeds to make Kevin look a little foolish if I can. But because you're a guest, I'm like, I want you to get this, and I think you will. So
I think I won't.
How many? You don't think so? You have a 25% chance.
Yeah, I know. I got a shot here. This is
not an SAT, thankfully, but there are 22 people waiting with bated breath for your answer. So, how many Heisman Trophy winners have come from the University of Wisconsin? Is it A, 3, B, none, C, 2, or D, 4? And if anyone in the comments knows the answer to this and wants to help Jake out, absolutely feel free. If you'd rather see him squirm, you can also do that. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's not none.
Okay.
So we're 33% chance already.
And you're absolutely right. It is not none. I will give you that.
It's not none. Yeah. So I know. I see some plaques on people's walls when I go to people's houses. In the basement, they got it all decked out, and I've seen some of these.
Yeah. You've been to some basements. It sounds.
Yeah, and one isn't it. So I've seen at least one. So we got that, and that's not an answer. But let's go with 2.
All right, 2. You are absolutely correct.
Woo!
So we got 2. One name you probably know, and the other I did not know because none of us
that's an old one.
Were alive.
So the preseason is almost concluded. I think we have some more games tomorrow, I believe. We're going to do some NFL preseason buy or sell. And I think there's been a good – you see it at both sides on the internet. You see people saying, well, pump the brakes. It's preseason. Like, chill out. This stuff doesn't matter. But I also heard some good stuff this week about it is the preseason, but it does matter. Like, if a player looks really good against other NFL players, like it was interesting to me that Caleb Williams didn't look as good last night against the Chiefs starting defense as he did the week before against backups. Now, I'm not trying to get into some beef with Bears fans here, but I'm trying to get into some beef with the Bears fans. So NFL preseason, buy or sell. Let's start out here on the left, Booker. Isaac Tesla. My question for you is, do you think he overtakes Jamison Williams, not on the depth chart, but just on the role in this team? I think it was a quote saying,
it might have been the offensive coordinator came out and like said to him after a catch, like, it's not a 50-50 ball with you. Like, you're going to catch the ball one-on-one against anybody in this league. So do you think he takes over that? There's a lot of mouths to feed in Detroit. Do you think he takes over that Jameson Williams role, or are you still drafting Jameson Williams as that boom bust type of player in Detroit? Are you buying or selling Isaac Tesla?
I am buying Isaac Tesla, but I want to call him the Tesla because he's electric. He's electric. I think I would take him over Jameson Williams because, I mean, they moved up in the draft to get him. He's a third rounder. His hands are like, he can catch anything, like you said. And he's a Detroit boy. Like, there's pictures of him online wearing like Detroit jerseys as a little boy. Like, I think he's living his dream and he's going to be willing to do whatever. He's a willing blocker. I'm buying him, especially in like Dynasty.
And then it's like, look back at his 2023 tape instead, and you're like, whoa, he probably wouldn't have gone in the 7th round if he actually played all season. And he wasn't hurt. He was just ineligible for some reason. Yeah. So it's like, I don't think you would call Ja'Cory Kronsky-Merritt like your average 7th round guy. He's, he's different than that. He should have been higher if he had actually played. And the reason why he didn't play is a weird reason, not like a bad reason, Yeah.
And I just think, I mean, the Terry McLaurin drama, trading
that's
away
very
route, there's
strange.
just a lot of like, and
That's
the hype train is at like level 10 that they're a Super Bowl contender. And I'm like,
they need him for
let's
sure.
Let's
They need
pump the
Terry.
brakes. Let's see it some more. It's hard to win in the NFL. Just assuming that they're going to make it back to the NFC Championship game or win or contend for Super Bowl. I'm like, all right, guys, let's pump the brake. Okay, so question
first. I've got two things.
Go
to say
ahead. Go
about
ahead.
the Giants.
Yeah,
the Giants finished second in the NFC East this year. That's the first thing I'm going to say. The second thing that I'm going to say is that for all of you listening, if you don't already have a significant other, find yourself someone who looks at you the way Brian Daboll looks at Jackson Dart, because that is just true love. That is absolute love. That's all.
I saw something, I think it was on X, where someone was like, this is the first time Neighbors has been happy with a quarterback in New York in his entire, NFL career, which has not been that long of a career, but still you could say a similar thing about how Neighbors looks at Dart as well. So, all right, Jake, here's a question for you. This is peak fantasy football season. So after this, we'll get into some fantasy football handcuffs. Again, I don't think we have any real fantasy football questions in the comments, but if anybody out there listening has some questions, draft, rankings, hey, would you take this player or that player?
Like a glove. I forgot you guys didn't see the questions, right? And there we go. Like a glove. All right, Tyler, this one's for you, our Indiana guy.
So we're going to go process of elimination here. When is the last time Indiana State beat Indiana? I'm the unk of this podcast. I'm the old man. 2003 is when I was in college, so I know for a fact it was not then. ISU is my alma mater. So Larry Legend was from there, so I got to represent that. 2012, I was still hanging around there. It was not then. So B 1963 is what I'm going with.
Crushed it. The only time I was shocked that they've only played each other 8 times. It seems like an in-state. I know they're not huge rivals, but you'd think that in-state matchup would come around more often. But yeah, nicely done. The Indiana man is swinging a hot bat.
And I think Love has improved. I can see that he's getting way better. Honestly, they didn't have Reed for the rest of the game, and they don't even have Christian Watson back yet. And I think now giving Golden this opportunity and Jacobs, the defense is disgusting. I mean, Parsons really helps that line, helps a lot of the linebackers as well. I think honestly, I would not want to play them if I was the Eagles, to be honest, in the playoffs. If it was today, because and injuries can happen.
You just going for it right here. Where are we? 12 minutes in. This guy's already taking shots. So
hey, did you watch the game?
I watched parts of it. I didn't watch the entire thing. My thought is until the Packers prove they can beat, and again, they beat the Lions. So what I'm about to say and they beat the Commanders.
I was gonna say,
but I'm down on the Commanders, and I'm down, and like the Lions with 2 new coordinators. Like, if you say you beat those 2 teams last year, that means it's a new year, new teams. You didn't beat the 15-win Lions. You beat the 2025 Lions with a brand new OC. So let's keep the season going. But you go ahead and keep driving that Packers hype train. Yeah. And another kind of, it wasn't. I think the injury happened during this game. I didn't see the injury happen, but it did come out. I think it was on Friday that Eckler is out for the year with an Achilles.
Yep.
So this is kind of Bill Krosky to the moon. Tyler, are you buying or selling? Obviously, the Bill Krosky hype was, going out of control before the season. Now I would say it's even more. The price for him is only going up. So, do you buy it or do you sell it? Because I have reservations on this Commanders team in general. But what do you say? You buying it or selling it?
It's still very early in the season, but I think I am going to sell a little bit. I think you saw some cracks there in that Green Bay game. Sophomore slumps are real. You start to see some things from Jaden Daniels even in that game there. Now, of course, I mean, we do have to talk about the Micah Parsons effect of the game. The fact that Jerry let that man walk out that door. 2 first. I mean, he's literally probably being held every single time. He's getting doubled and he's still plowing through. Now that's where I would agree with Alo, where I'm buying Green Bay Packers is that defense. It is stingy, and then you add in Micah Parsons there, and I mean he wasn't even factoring in yet for as many snaps as he probably will further on into the season. But so there is, you gotta play into that a little bit, but still, I'm probably selling here. The Commanders, some flaws are starting to get exposed against that caliber of a team. So I would say the ceiling for what everyone thought the Commanders could do was definitely the playoffs and getting involved there. But I would say that, you're going to sell here, and I'll try to get my mic right.
Oh, you're good, boss. You're good. No, I think it's a great time to sell because, again, the Commanders are an old team. Let's move along here. We've got the Chiefs and the Eagles. You know what really makes me salty about this one? Someone had posted on X, and I should have found it and put it on the show. Only the second time the Chiefs have been a home underdog in the Mahomes era. It's not what I want to see. That being said, I don't actually like this is a losable game for the Eagles, and I'm not too worried about it because the Chiefs have all of the emotional momentum. They can't go, the 0-2 statistics are widely, out there of it's really challenging to make the playoffs when you start 0-2. I don't think that necessarily matters for the Chiefs. They are a good enough team where they could start 0-2 and still make a run.
I'm not going to lie to you. They just woke up a beast, and they're going to lose by – I don't care if it's a divisional game. They're going to lose by 14 or more because that man, Derrick Henry, is going to have 150 yards plus rushing. I guarantee it. I know it's crazy, but I'm telling you, this man, they were going to chill. I'm telling you, they were probably going to chill. They were going to beat them. It was going to be one of those games where, like, wow, the Browns look decent. But once they talked, when you heard Derrick Henry's comeback, he said, all right, we'll see on the field.
Yeah.
Hey, be ready for that because he's gonna put his hand out and give somebody the Heisman. He's a great talent, but everywhere that man goes, I mean, he's only been, even in college, he always has issues. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comment. But yeah, no, I mean, everywhere he goes, it's always a problem. Like, and I mean, the crazy thing was right off the bat, I knew it was gonna be a shit show when he said Tua is more accurate than Mahomes. I said, you got to be freaking kidding. How do you start it off like that? Yeah. But honestly, I just think the Patriots, their offense has improved. I know they lost to the Raiders.
Name is Michigan 30, Wisconsin 20. I think Michigan's defense has not showed up as much as they have in the past this year. I think this is the game they need to set the tone for the rest of the season. I think hopefully Sharon Moore doesn't hurt the offense when he comes back, which he shouldn't. They just need to let Bryce Underwood cook, and I think Michigan will take this one pretty easy, but I do think Wisconsin will cover.
Miami's offensive and defensive line will overpower Florida State. I do see Florida State getting a couple touchdowns just due to misdirection and maybe a jump ball, but at the end of the day, Miami wins 36-14. Watch out for Carson Beck to Malachi Toney or Carson Beck to Elijah Lofton. Canes win 36-14.
My score prediction, Miami Hurricanes 31, Florida State 17. Go Canes.
Welcome, Alo, to the Sideline Podcast, episode number 53. How are you, man?
Awesome, man. I'm excited. Let's go Canes, baby.
As I said, what is trending in sports? And so we've got 4 stories. You know, we can touch on them. We can say 3 words about them, or we can talk at length about them.
Okay, cool.
Again, if anyone's listening, feel free to chime in if there's anything that you've got to say. First thing, should the 49ers, and I'd love your honest opinion here. I'm not going to give you my opinion yet, but I would love to hear yours. So should the 49ers trade Brock Purdy?
I'm going to go with yes. I'll tell you why. Mac Jones has showed me that he can play without Kittle, Jennings, and Brandon Ayuk and beat the Rams. And, you know, if it was one game, I'd be like, okay, but he's done it. He's done it several weeks now. I think he gives them the best chance to win. I also don't believe, like, okay, if you have 2 quarterbacks and you're paying one a lot, like, I believe the best quarterback needs to go out there, and he gives them the best chance to win.
All right. College football week 6.
Yes.
This is the 53rd episode of the Sideline Podcast, and we try to put in a headline, you know, a game that we're going to cover. So obviously we've got this was Kevin. He created this little slide here, and you can see he chose the Seminoles mascot.
Yeah, I get it. He's mad at Penn State loss. You know, I
get
it.
I don't know if this was made before or after that.
Oh,
but this seems like it seems like a little slight to me. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
No, he's not like that. But.
Yeah, of course. So coming in at number 5, Tet McMillan. I think he's going to ball out. The Dolphins are ranked 20th in passing defense. Look for Bryce to bounce back. I think he's going to get it to Tet, feed him. He's their big target. He's going to be the sleeper. I know he's not really a sleeper, but he's going to be the top. I think he'll be number 5 for fantasy points this week. I think that the Dolphins are just horrible. Like, yeah, we won, but we won against the Jets. Like, you know, I don't want people to think that we sit here and beat the Bills. You know, that's not the case. The Jets are just as bad or worse than us. So I think the Tyreek injury, you know, was emotional. I think that helped them get the dub. But the Dolphins, look for Rico because Hubbard's out. Look for Rico to ball out as well because we're 30th in rushing defense. But I just think Tet's going to eat. I think he's going to get fed in the middle of the field. And, he'll be ranked number 5 this week.
There's only one right answer to this one.
So let's start. Drake May is a beast. I'm a big Drake May fan. Watched him when he was at North Carolina. I think Diggs going back to Buffalo he's going to play well. I think they're going to give the ball more to Trey Henderson. I think that needs to be a thing now.
Yeah. But hey, man, Alo, thank you so much for being on the show, man. We went a little overtime. Sorry for that, but at least with this overtime, we know the clear winner, and the clear winner is TSP and the walk-ons.
Absolutely.
Our TSP community. Feel free to follow us on YouTube at the TSP community.
Podcast community. It's Joel Norris, host of Pigskin Frenzy, and I guess the prodigy of college football, as other networks of podcasts have called me. Gotta run with a nickname, but Tennessee and Alabama is tomorrow night. It's the 3rd Saturday of October. It's a Pigskin Frenzy game for week 8. Guys, catch Pigskin Frenzy on all platforms. Podbean, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, you name it, and follow on all platforms at Pigskin_Frenzy on X and Instagram, and keep on plugging into the Sideline Podcast. They do a great job for the Sideline Podcast, so keep on listening and keep on plugging in. Guys, Tennessee and Alabama, 3rd Saturday of October, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central kick. My honest thoughts are this. If you're Alabama, you're going to want to control the clock and run with time of possession. You're 2nd in the SEC and 7th overall in college football in time of possession. If you want to be Tennessee, you're going to have to establish the run game and pick apart and just keep on tiring out that defense because they're in the 90th. Alabama's rushing defense is in college football. Not the best average and not the best stat if you're Alabama, if you are a rushing defense. I got Alabama winning this game. They're an 8.5-point favorite. I think they win 35-21, a 14-point win. I just think the home atmosphere in Bryant-Denny favors them.
What's going on, boys? It's Duffy from ACX Ballco. Probably looking at a lower scoring game. I don't think A&M's going to air it out very much, but spread's like 7.5. If they can stop the run, they'll cover that. Arkansas's averaging right around 7 yards carry the last 3 weeks, I think. So that's really, I think, the key to the game. Both these teams can score, so Arkansas doesn't really have a defense. So if A&M's defense shows up, first time they played on the road since Notre Dame, I think A&M wins this one pretty easily. Hope you all have a good show, boys. Get after it.
And we're having a good time. We are having a good time, man. Your mic is still doing some whack things, but we're gonna power through. So
number 2. Kev, you're not gonna like this, but Jordan Mason is going to have a game against the Eagles. Now, the Eagles defense, running defense, is ranked 24th. And in an attempt rushing for first downs, they're 30th.
I like the pick. I'm having such a hard time. Never mind. We're not even gonna go there. I like the pick. I am actually more of a Bryce Young believer than maybe most. I think that he's just a high character guy with tons of talent, and he's struggled, but
taking in this one.
This one was really tough. Because I really like the Falcons, actually. Their defense worries me a little bit sometimes, but Bijan Robinson is such a beast, and he allows Penix, I think, to be even better than he actually is. I think Penix still probably needs a couple years before we see the full potential come out. But because of that Bijan Robinson run game, it opens up so much more for him. Now, Mac Jones has been cooking. I can't remember who the final say was for who gets QB1 here. I think it's still Mac Jones. But there's something sneaky to me about the Falcons finding a way to sneak a win here. I think it does kind of turn into a little bit of a shootout with both teams putting up some points. But I'm going to take the Falcons here. I'm going to zig a little bit and go with them
to figure this stuff out. So
if Tyler's right, I think we're all three of us here are going to have to turn into his Cabana boys and be the ones bringing him the coconuts and spritzing him with like mist and
that's right.
Giving him grapes
while trailing at half. He's 1-10 now. He was 1-9, 1-10 now. He's not a great head coach. He's a great coordinator. Clearly, he has that defense doing pretty well. I don't know what happened today. I want to say it was the weather, but not good. Not good. I'm not too sure about the road games to Tennessee and Alabama. I would assume we're underdogs in both of those. I think we can come out of Knoxville with a win. I'm not too sure about Tuscaloosa. Got Ole Miss, or lost Ole Miss. We got LSU at home. That's also another game that could turn out like Ole Miss. Our offense is not capable of winning, I don't think, a playoff game, even if we somehow did make it. And, just another bowl season for Brett Venables. And I guess depends how the record shows. Will truly show if it's his last season here. I'm kind of hoping it is. In the head coaching standpoint of things, I do hope we can retain him as our coordinator on defense. See the fact that he really basically is already because he's calling the plays. All around, not happy at all. Kind of bummed. Let's hopefully we can move on and win 2 games out of the rest that we got. Boomer Sooner.
I did. I watched the entire second half. So I was watching the Arkansas-Auburn game for the first half and then switched it on over. But really, I think
I think Venables had a tough job in front of them this year. They started out really well, and the hype went through the roof. They beat a mediocre Michigan team, and I think also losing Mateer, that hurts. He's still working his way back. He looked better this week, but
it's the game of what could have been. I mean, this should have been like a top 5 matchup. Yes, Reese, Ohio State. We'll get you on next week to eat my humble pie, but it was a rough week for the A team. Well, let's just talk about the wins. Devontae Adams, Vidal crushed it last week. I think Fannin would have had a good week, but Judkins just vultured all those touchdowns. So
yeah. My big reasoning on having Tennessee Johnson is the last 2 weeks he's had 2 touchdowns. Last week he got targeted actually 9 times for 4 catches. I also think Bryce Young is a little better than people give him credit for. I think Andy Dalton also he's old. He's not going to be mobile, obviously. I think the pass rush gets to him, and I think Josh Allen goes back to MVP form against the Panthers. And I think the Bills win by more than 7.5 for sure. So give me the Bills.
So on this one, Alo's come to terms with it, which is good because the Dolphins, it's all falling off. I don't know if there's even a train put together anymore. It's like a cartoon at this point where you got smoke and flames going.
Very impressed with that. Offense was it was just tough to see Bear out there and running around trying to make good plays. It was tough to see, but love our Cougars, have their back 100%. 1 loss, 8-1 on the season so far is pretty stellar. Looking forward to playing Texas Tech again in the Big 12 championship. Go Cougs.
Just mistakes that you cannot make against a Red Raider team that is prolific on offense. And so the other thing, Baron Morton, he has something wrong with I think it's his fibula or tibia, like a hairline fracture. He has this special mold to protect it, but you could tell after a few hits he was getting up and limping off the field or gingerly moving. So his mobility was off. And so I think moving forward for Texas Tech, that's certainly something to keep an eye on.
Oregon versus Iowa. This is a lot closer than you would think, but I mean, Iowa's a 2-loss team coming into this game. The snooze fest there for Booker, put him to sleep. The old 18-16. This was 2-0 at the end of the first quarter, like a real snoozer. Booker, this question is for you. How many times has Alabama beat LSU over the last 13 games? The score of that game right now is 3-3. So the tide might turn. So last 13 games, has Alabama won 11, 10, 9, or 8 times? Good sir. What is your?
I know that they've dominated that series for a lot of years. I'm going to choose B. I normally get a little sneak peek at the question so I can think about it. That's not throwing shade at you, Kevin. I just don't really know, but I'm going to guess due to the dominance that I'm aware of. I'm going,
are they truly a playoff team? I guess is my question for you. CJ Carr has had a good season as a freshman. What are your thoughts on Pitt as a potential playoff team? Can they truly compete in the ACC, or how's that going to shake out? And then next week, what do you see in that matchup?
Well, if Pitt wins out, their next 3 games, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, Miami. If they win out, they are definitely in the playoff. As far as next week goes, there's major upset opportunity, but Pitt's defense is going to be tested because the Irish, they have an offensive line and a rushing game that has been dominant. The Panthers have struggled historically. They've dropped 4 straight to Notre Dame, including 2 blowouts. So they are sizable underdogs here, but if Pitt can play spoiler and slow down Notre Dame's run game, I do think that they can get the win, but they're going to have to control that run game. Jeremiah Love, Jadarion Price, those guys in that offensive line, if you can stop that piece, that aspect of the game, they have a chance. Notre Dame, you asked about Notre Dame as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're on the fringe of the playoff. They are.
All right, guys. So my number 3 is
Travion Henderson. This is one to keep an eye on because he helps with the run game in the pass game with Drake May. So they said Stevenson's out, and Drake May's target downfield, Butte, he's ruled out as well. So Henderson's going to be an important piece to their run game. They play the Bucks. The Bucks are kind of banged up on defense. They have the 19th. They're the 19th ranked defense against the run. So Anakin Skywalker's the chosen one. I think Jackson Dart's the chosen one. Now.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
I don't know. The chosen one is probably Mendoza, the Heisman.
But I think that with Lamar Jackson in there, it's the Ravens. So give me the Ravens.
And the one thing that I think the Vikings do with Brian Flores is they pressure the quarterback. I mean, yeah, Lamar is great in the pocket, but he struggles when he gets pressured.
Hey, BYU versus Cincinnati. My take, Cincinnati's at home. BYU has had some success on the road. A little bit of a struggle against Texas Tech. Cincinnati was, big name in the conference until they got worked over by Utah. I still think they're going to be tough at home, but I think the night game for BYU will be an advantage as well. So I'm saying 28-17 BYU, and Cougs come home with the win. Let's go, Cougs. Let's get it.
I think Cincinnati's tumble will continue this week. In another loss to BYU. We saw what happened against a good defense in Utah a couple weeks ago, and BYU is even better than that. So I don't think Cincinnati is as good as we maybe thought they were. Kind of got lucky in the first half of the Big 12 schedule, and now I think just that losing streak's going to continue.
This is Eric Lilly from the Bearcat Bunch on Twitter. I am going to predict the Cincinnati Bearcats take down BYU at home on Saturday. BYU is in the middle of a massive gauntlet of big time games. Their emotions got to be running low. They beat Arizona in double OT, then they faced their rival Utah at Iowa State, at Texas Tech. Huge game against TCU last week. Traveling across the country, and the Bearcats aren't just going to lay down. We got a lot left to play here, try to get into the best bowl we can get into. A very senior-led group, quarterback-led group, offensive line-led group. They're going to be locked in, come out hot, and the Cougars are going to run out of gas in the second half. I got Cincinnati Bearcats 24, BYU 21.
I don't have too much faith in the Bearcats. I don't think many people do have much faith in the Bearcats anymore. Brendan Sorsby was playing lights out in the first 8 games of the year, only throwing 1 interception, 1 fumble lost, and then all of a sudden the last 2 games comes out the gate, falls on his face, and just can't get anything going downfield and absolutely killing the offense. But there's just something so magical about nip at night, blackout uniforms, senior night, and I think the diehard fan in me's got to take the Bearcats against BYU. I know that's controversial. I know that's not necessarily the right take, but I got to go with my Bearcats. I'm taking them 31-28 against the BYU Cougars. I think it's going to be a rock fight. I think it's going to be a real good defensive showcase, but I also think Brendan Sorsby does just enough to help the offense move down the field, get some points on the board, and stay in it for all 60 minutes.
Thank you to our walk-ons. We got some big storylines going on today. I've got a couple that I'm really excited to talk about, but I'm going to kick it off with Ohio State today against Rutgers. Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate. And I have my opinion. Is that rivalry big enough where you're throwing those guys out there, or are you trying to get them back to 100% for their playoff run?
I don't know the extent of their injuries, so I think it does depend on what the injury is. If it's anything below the belt, I'm resting them because you're trying to win a national championship.
Like 100% a product of their opponent, or is this guy the real deal for Auburn and he actually could lead them to a W against Alabama next week?
I think it could be a little bit of both.
So Michigan is tough, but Ohio State's defense, they've just been solid all year. And I think Michigan's going to turn the ball over a few times. I'm taking Ohio State here. Prediction 30-24. I just don't think Michigan is going to be able to string together enough long drives to keep up for 4 quarters. So give me Ohio State.
I agree with that. They just have too much talent. Georgia Tech has been a nice story up until tonight, but I think Kirby Smart and the fellas are locked in, and want to prove to everybody that, hey, why is nobody talking about us? Like, that's the exact kind of chip that you don't want to give to a Kirby Smart type of team of like, yeah, Ohio State, yeah, Texas A&M, Indiana, all these other teams. Nobody's talking about Georgia. They're just the big engine that could and just keeps rumbling along, beating teams. So look out for Georgia come playoff. Michael Wilson, 33.5 points. Man, what a prediction on you on that one. So what was the mindset on that one? And did you think he was going that nuclear, or was that just a luck of the draw thing?
All right. Number 3, my tight end, Hunter Henry for this week. He's playing the Bengals, which is a very favorable matchup. I mean, everybody balls out against the Bengals these days against their defense.
Yes, sir. We're doing well. Coming down still to the wire in the campus to Canton. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. We could probably kick these two guys off and just lick our wounds on. I haven't even checked mine here to see where I'm looking, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous to open up fan tracks, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So
give me the Bears. They've won 7 of the last 8. The Steelers' pass defense is dead last, and the Bears' offense is somehow top 5.
A lot of stuff this week about Joe Burrow, Joe Flacco, all the drama there. I mean, I think probably I see where probably a lot of us are going to go on this one, but do we think the Bengals can cover at home? Who Day Nation's going to be crazy. They're going to show up even if their team stinks. Work a little magic. Booker, am I nuts?
You are absolutely nuts. Pats are on an 8-game win streak. The Bengals defense is like dead last. They allow like 33 plus points per game. Potentially no Burrow. We know no Chase. Probably a fairly predictable offense with Flacco because the Patriots' run defense is elite. The Patriots are also pretty elite against the spread. And so give me the Pats all day.
Pump the brakes on the Cowboys hype right now because they beat the Raiders. I mean, everybody beats the Raiders. The Raiders beat the Raiders.
So feel bad. Booker's just catching strays here left and right with the Bills talk, and I forgot to send mine at Kevin about that defensive pass interference call last weekend, and now I'm kicking myself.
I got the 49ers. McCaffrey, scrimmage yard leader. Purdy's back, and the Panthers, unless Bryce Young is able to repeat the 448-yard performance, they're in trouble. Give me the 49ers.
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. Watching, been watching football all day and watching Ohio State, Indiana. Not to kick it off, but I mean, apparently that is not defensive pass interference.
As M. Tillbilly on X. I think this Big Ten battle comes down to the trenches. Can IU pressure and get to Julian Sand, and vice versa? Can IU protect Fernando Mendoza? There are approximately 15 all Big Ten players on the field. It's going to be a battle. I think I'm going to choose IU with my heart, 27-24. Go Hoosiers.
Storylines for this week. Why don't you kick us off? What do you got for us burning on the mind college football storylines this week?
All right. So this one, I'm going to make my first one specifically about this Big Ten Conference Championship game. And so if you're listening and have an opinion, I'd be very interested in hearing what you think, because I have my own opinion, and best believe, because I have a microphone and a camera, I'm going to share it.
Yeah.
So Ohio State and Indiana are both locks to the college football playoff. My question is if you're a lock in there, is it more advantageous to get a win in the conference championship or a loss?
The Broncos need wide receivers, and I thought he was very productive. Another thing that's going for him is Olave's kind of banged up a little bit, and they don't have a lot of like wide receivers on the Saints either.
A little bit of home cooking there with that Miami Dolphins stuff, but you at least wore the jersey, so then we know.
Yeah.
I just want to say how far, and I'm not dodging the question, but man, how far we've come from. I'm tanking for that number 1 pick, baby.
They do that every year, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Booker, what do you got in this one?
I'm taking the Bears as well. The Green Bay's run defense has been weakened with their defensive tackle Wyatt out. Chicago leads the NFL in turnover differential at a plus 17. So Caleb Williams is not going to need to do much. Run the ball. Defense travels. And another little fun fact: the Packers are 1-6 against the spread when they're favored by 6+. And so I'm taking the Bears here, even if the Packers win, like outright win. Yeah.
All right, let's keep it moving here. All right, Texans Chiefs Sunday Night Football. This will be an interesting one. This is two teams that we thought were contenders. Both of these teams have been top 4 in the AFC playoffs the last couple years. In Arrowhead, Vegas is still rolling with Kansas City, up by 3.5. This Texans defense is, I think they are the best in the NFL on points allowed. And so let's go ahead, Booker, with this one. Who you taking, Texans or Chiefs?
Man, the fact that this is a conversation makes me so happy. I'm taking the Texans, man.
Yeah.
The Texans ranked number 1 in total scoring defense. The Chiefs are missing 3 starting offensive linemen. So against Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter, the KC offense has been inconsistent. Stroud is healthy. I think Mahomes does keep it close, but the Texans cover even if KC wins. I believe this has a field goal game written all over it.
Yeah. Alo, who you got?
Yeah, I agree with you, Booker. I actually have the Chiefs winning by a field goal, so I'm taking the Texans with the points. Their defense is different. And like Booker said, he made a great point. A lot of their offensive linemen are hurt. I honestly wouldn't be surprised with I think the Texans have a better chance of like beating them by a lot more than the Chiefs do. I think the way the Chiefs win is by winning by a field goal, but I'd be careful because the Texans are for real. I'm not gonna lie, that defense is nasty, and CJ's back. Yeah.
Man, I think we're agreeing too much tonight. We got to get back to Vandy versus Texas talk. So Booker and I are coming through the camera, but yeah, I feel the same. The Chiefs are just. I don't think they blow the Texans out. I think it's a close game, field goal late. Give me the Texans and continue to. They're just shutting people down with their defense, and it looks like we're all riding with the Texans. And Diesel he's taking the Chiefs and the points.
That's
so.
Crazy.
Is
he saying that because he needs the Texans to lose?
That's true. That feels like a little Colt homerism. Oh, yeah,
this is the funnier part of this. Read the very bottom. If Davis Mills was starting, I'd take the Texans. That's the money line right there.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's crazy.